Hello everyone. So welcome to the next video in the playlist. I think this is the fifth video in the playlist or fourth video in the playlist. Yeah. So that reminds me, I should actually check with the playlist. Okay. So let me just open my playlist and see. Okay. So this is the playlist. So I have tutorial 1.1, 1.2. I think there should be more videos. So let me once again check. Okay. So I'll go to my content. So 1.0, tutorial 1.0, public. Okay, four videos are done. Now I'm doing the fifth video, but somehow this is not appearing in the playlist. So just I have to, anyway, I'll add it to the playlist later. I will show that in the next one. But anyway, so now I'm confirmed. This is the fifth video in the playlist. So please refer to the playlist, see the other videos to know what I'm doing. Let's print the powers now. So I can print individually or I can print together. So let's see how to do that. So here I am collecting multiple meters, right? So all the meters together I can print here. So the achievement we had was we got a single data frame with data from different meters. Okay. So now we need to capitalize on that. So just MBF dot plot dot area plot. I want to do it, and I want to do it based on x-axis as timestamp, and the other three columns whichever are there, they will be automatically coming as the elements in the area plot unless I filter it out anyway. So next I have to say plt dot show. Okay, so this will make the plot appear. Okay, so this for loop collects all the meters data, appends or adds them to the mdf variable, and then in fact instead of pt, let me call it active power. Okay, for the timing, I leave it PD only. So let's run this and see what we'll get. What we'll get it. So here it is. Now we have a plot of the demand curve. Okay, so on the x-axis we have 8th October from 0 to 24 hours, the entire day. Throughout the day, what is the demand of meter 7, meter 10, and meter 12? I'm able to see. Okay, so if I go back to the diagram, this is the diagram. So meter 10, meter 7, meter 10, and 12, this data is there. So instead of calling it meter 7, I can call it actually the main block and cyber and digital block and then high tech block. So probably that is a better way to name these things. So let's do that. But before I do, let me show the total also. Okay. So in our code, we calculated the total. So here, total active demand we calculated. So I can again freshly plot that. Okay. So I can just say, so now this PLT show can come to the last. And here, instead of now plotting all the columns in this, so I will only plot these two columns. That is, I'll only plot the total column, but I also require the timestamp. So I need to keep a list inside list here and then say timestamp like this. Okay, so this will create a separate plot. So here we are getting a total active demand. So this is our objective to begin with, to get a demand curve for the system. So now if I see this one, actually both are same. Here we are showing individual meters in the area plot. If I just switch over, then I am getting the total. Okay, so this sometimes this is useful and sometimes this is useful. Okay, so this is about active demand. Okay, what about apparent power? Okay, so I want to get the apparent power also. So for that, let's do the the one more step here. See, up to here, I am appending the data to this, right? So now here, if I repeat this whole thing, this printing of shape is not required. I'm just line number 19 to 24. I'm once again copying and pasting. So in this case now, instead of PT, I will get the ST, that is apparent power. This remains same. Here also, I am converting the ST column, and here also I have to just say ST column. Now here, while plotting, let's comment out this one. So total active demand plotting is done here, and then total apparent demand. So instead of PT, it will be now ST, ST, and ST. A different columns we are adding. So let's see, we get a active demand and apparent demand in two plots. So here we are getting two plots. This one is apparent demand and this one is active demand. So there is a quite a bit of difference. So here it is 50 only, 50 kilowatt, whereas here it is more than 100 kVAR. So I think it will be better to plot these two on a single plot. So again, I am commenting out this thing. I don't want to plot. See, just I am calculating both, and then I am adding this here. So instead of area plot, I will make it. I can still keep it area plot, not a problem. But I have to say stacked equal to false. I don't want to stack these two because I want to compare these two mathematically. So it's and there's no meaning in stacking. See, stacking the demand makes sense, but stacking active and apparent power doesn't make sense. I think here I have to make the same thing is plotted two times. That's the reason. So here it is. Okay, so now this is what the difference we are able to get. The apparent demand is in blue color, whereas the active demand is in orange color. Okay, so this is the stack plot showing both in a single plot. And this area, so normally the billing is done based on this blue area, whereas your consumption is actually a net. So you are actually paying more on account of this billing. Anyway, so let's also try to calculate the number of units. Okay, so how do we calculate the number of units? So let's do that now. See, I want to find the average of this MDF. Okay, so average of active power. Okay, so how to find the average of active power? Okay, so here, let's do that in a next video. Up to here, we got some results, so I think we'll do that. And I also want you to see this MDF variable. In fact, towards the end. So one result is we got the plot, okay, and the other thing is we got timestamp, and then meter 7 active power, meter 7 reactive power. sorry, apparent power, meter 10 active power, like that. All this is, and then total active demand and total apparent demand. So this huge difference is there, 44 and 112. So that is what we want to highlight. Anyway, so I think let's add some title. So plt dot x label, here I will say time, plt dot y label. So active power in kWh, sorry, in kW, comma, apparent power in k kVA. So these two, that is a y label. Plot title, demand curve of campus on date. Okay, so I'll say plus this one, right? Date to plot. So I have just added the titles, etc. So let's see how the plot looks now. Okay, so here now it creates nice thing, demand curve of campus on 2021 10th 8. So we are showing apparent demand and the active demand. Okay, so and everything is nicely mentioned here. The date is also mentioned. Now, what if the date changes? So I need to get the raw data. So I'm just going back to this one. Let's say this, I will keep it here. So let's say I get the data of 2nd October. I paste it here. Okay, so now I have data of two days. So instead of that, I can give 2 here. The same code will now run and show me a different result. So this is basically the data of the 2nd October. So again, we can see 2nd October being a national holiday in India. It is not a working day. So therefore, throughout the day, the active power is in the range of 40 to 60, whereas the reactive apparent power is in the range of 120. Okay, so this is again something interesting. Similarly, I can get one more day. Let's say I'm interested in 7th, for example. So now I can actually load the data into my working folder, and then I can start. So here if I say 7, now if I run this, so I'll get the day, analysis for another day, that is the 7th. Okay, so 7th also very similar. The story is similar to that of 8th. Okay, so because 7th also is a working day. Okay. So in the next video, let us calculate the units. Okay, so the total number of units we'll calculate from morning till evening. Okay.